this video, I'm going to break down, react, and review Little Mix singing Secret Love Song, comparing 2015 to 2018. This is part 2. So, let's sing something. La la la. If you haven't yet checked out part 1 of this series, then I suggest that you click the link below and you start there. Or if you're a rebel and you want to start with 2018 and then rewind to 2015, that also works good. But either way, if you're new to my channel, please hit subscribe, the little bell thingy, because I am here to help you learn how to sing. And if you don't care to sing, then I'm here to help you kind of figure out how your favorite singer does what they do. Today we're going to go over the 2018 video of Secret Love Song with Little Mix. So let's get started.
Every time I see you, diamonds or more, stolen moments that we steal. As the curtain falls, he'll let it be. He knows. As you drive me to my house, I can't stop these silent tears.
Okay, so a couple of changes right at the very beginning. Her air tone isn't quite as strong. They're also doing a better mix. The sound person is doing a better job. They're not quite as raw, but she's still adding that air. There is still that air that we heard on the first video, but it's a little bit smoother and a little bit more natural sounding now, as well as the other girls. Yes, they're not exactly paying attention to the singer and they're not necessarily in character, but at least they're kind of, you know, saying hello to their fans and kind of acknowledging them rather than feeling or looking slightly uncomfortable up there. And if you haven't watched my first video, then I suggest that you go ahead and check that out. I'm putting the link down in the description below.
Silent tears rolling down. You and I both have to hide on the outside, where I can't be yours and you can't be mine. But I know this. Sing it!
Oh.
Lights in the air!
So the first time that we heard it, Jessie sang that section there. This time they're asking for the audience to do it, and they're also giving out instructions. I feel like it's breaking up the story of the song a little bit, because the story is supposed to be more about like heartbreak in some ways, right? So longing for what was missing, and I feel like kind of right now I'm a little confused as to why they've chosen to do it this way.
Lights in the air. Why can't I hold you in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that it could be like that. Why can't it be like that? 'Cause I'm yours.
Yeah, she's still going, so she's still leading. Now, she is still adding that excess air that we heard before. 'Cause I'm yours. I feel like we're going back to what I talked about in the previous video, was that's a little too much air. I want a little more of the chords coming together. 'Cause I'm yours, instead of 'cause I'm yours. Like I want a little bit more from her there, but I think it does sound pretty.
I'm in love. I wanna shout from the rooftops. I wish that it could be like that. Why can't it be like that?
Yeah, and the girls in the background, they're not as uncomfortable, but they just feel like, you know, Jessie's there now. She's fixing her hair, and they're kind of dawdling with their costumes, and it's pulling away from the story, which, I mean, this is a really beautiful song that I feel it's taking away from it.
'Cause I'm yours. Some of you is you're meant for me. Every piece of you, it just fits perfectly. Every second in every thought. I'm in so deep that I'll never show it on my face. But we know this.
So her vocal style actually has changed. In the first video that we saw, it was definitely more heavy. It's got a heavier, deeper tone. Now it's brought a little bit in the front. So she's got a little bit more of the sound heading more forward place, less back. And her vibrato is definitely more prominent in this performance.
We gotta love that. Can you hold me in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that it could be like that. Why can't
So she's also doing a similar idea, but in comparison to the previous video, it's less of a big, bold let rip. She's controlling it and pulling it back just a little bit because clearly they are now as a group building up those dynamics. But she's still got that big open space that I love so much.
I wish that it could be like that. Why can't it be like that? 'Cause I'm yours.
Nice.
Why can't I say that I'm in love? I wanna shout it from the rooftops. I wish that it could be like that. Why can't it be like that? 'Cause I'm yours.
So she's got a little bit more of a raspiness in between as she's transitioning, which she didn't used to have. And this can be a slight sign of wear on vocal cords. That little whistle or flip that you hear every once in a while within it, and that's the vocal cords doing a transition. This, and I actually just talked about this in a previous video with Morset Amon. It also is nowadays a little bit of a stylistic choice. So she could be also choosing to make that slight haze or flip within her voice there, but she didn't used to do that before.
I don't wanna live love this way. I don't wanna hide us away. I wonder if it ever will change. I'm living for that day. So
Oh, that was beautiful. Nice little trill up into it with nice air. She held it and leaded it out. Her voice also sounds very similar to what it sounded like previously.
the street, and you kiss me on the dance floor. I wish that we could be like that. Can we be like that? 'Cause I'm yours, I'm yours. Why can't
Nice.
you hold me in the street? Why can't I kiss you on the dance floor? I wish that it could be like that. Why can't it be like that? 'Cause why can't I?
So I guess in this performance, they're kind of leaning a little bit more into the audience. Perhaps because the song at that point had been out for so long, they've probably done it a gazillion times, that they're like, you know what, let's kind of give this one to the audience a little bit more to sing. And so in that, I could maybe see the reason why they're choosing to perform it the way that they are, in a softer, easier tone, and asking the audience to participate a little bit more.
Why can't I say that I'm in love? I wanna shout it from the rooftops.
She just loves the belt. I'm right there with you, honey. Nice.
Wish we could be.
Okay, so clearly this performance of it is more for the audience because that was more of as I call it, vocal gymnastics. She didn't need to hold it that long. For the sake of the actual song, it shouldn't have been held that long, but because they're doing it more for the audience, that was a little bit more of a playful thing to do and to kind of like have fun and show, hey, look what I can do. And that at that rate, I think that was awesome. I wasn't a huge fan of her leaning all the way back because as you lean, your body actually, your stomach area contracts and then you lose a little bit more control over the air within like your pelvic floor and your diaphragm and all of that. And it tightens up and it causes some issues within there. But if she's sung the song a million times, then she has the muscle memory to back her to allow her to give it that dynamic kicked back look as she just did and still hit the note. Go ahead and click here for my cheat sheet on how to sing like Little Mix. Click here for part 1 of this 2-part series. And if you're a singer, you want to improve your voice fast, come and hang out with me in my Facebook group. The link is down below and I will see you in the next song. La la la.